Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for joining us this evening as we discuss how to become a vendor with the County of Essex. Tonight, we have with us my colleague, Vice President Wayne Richardson, who also chairs our Affirmative Action Committee. We have our Deputy County Administrator and Director of Purchasing, Julius Coultry. And we also have our Director of Small Business Development and Affirmative Action, Samuel Oparakey. So, Ms. Vice President Richardson, do you have any comments before we get started?
I just want to say good evening to everyone and happy to see people getting on the air to find out how to do business with the county is very important. When we talk about economic opportunities here in Essex County, we want to make sure that everyone, every small business, everyone who would like to at least has the information so that they can participate. There are a lot of great opportunities, and we look forward to discussing some of them this evening. So thank you for tuning in, and happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
So thank you, Vice President Richardson. We're going to begin with Mr. Coultry, who's going to give us an overview of the purchasing portal and some of the things that you need to do to sign up so that you'll be aware of the wonderful opportunities that we put out for various vendors. Thank you. Mr. Coultry?
Freeholder Cooper, thank you very much. Vice President Richardson, I also like to thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to put my first hat on, which is Deputy County Administrator, and just want to tell the people out there that we are continuing. Freeholder Richardson and myself were at the food distribution at Weequahic Park today, and we are going to continue that right through the year. But the next food distribution will be November 19th at 560 Northfield Avenue in West Orange. And that is where the Cody Arena is and the zoo. So I know, and Freeholder Richardson knows, and so does Freeholder Cooper, that we all need to help each other with this pandemic and with the food. And there's a lot of hungry people out there. The second one will be the day before Thanksgiving, November 24th at Branchbrook Park. And again, we give out at least 1,000 boxes a week for people who need them. And if you don't need them, but maybe your neighbor, your parents, your church may need one of these food distribution packages. So the county executive is willing to help the people of the county, and that's my administrative hat putting on. But I know Freeholder Richardson's always there with us, giving out the food each week. We're going to be doing when it gets cold, so we'll be out there. Look forward to seeing you, myself and Freeholder Richardson. We'll give you a wave. Let's talk about dealing with purchasing and getting involved in the purchasing process. The first thing really you need to know is two things. To start a business, you need a federal tax ID, which is a W-9. The second thing in doing business in the state of New Jersey, you need a New Jersey business registration certificate. And you can find the application and the process at the New Jersey Treasury. And I'll go slow with the website. It's state.nj/revenue/BUSREG/SHTML. And I'm going to repeat that again. It's state.nj/BUSREG/SHTML. And when you go to that website, there's a process to register on as a business and proceed with it. There's also another website, being certified as a small business, minority-owned business, woman-owned business. And Mr. Oparakey will discuss that in the next section of this evening's program. But those things are important before you can even do anything else. So then the process is to come to our website. And our website is Essex County NJ procure.org/procure. And that'll bring you to our purchasing portal. And it's up right now, and you see the county executive there and the opportunities that are available currently. But you need to register. And when you register on it, you're going through the process, and they're going to ask you questions regarding what type of business, how many people do you have working for you? Did you register as a minority business? Did you register as a woman-owned business? Did you register as, and then this is, I think, is critical. They ask you about your commodity, what you're looking to procure. Well, a lot of people have multiple things they would like an email with. So one example would be, let's say you're a consultant. Okay, what do you consult? Well, I do education. I do various other things also. I consult for, let's say, nonprofits. There's a multitude of commodities in there that you would register for. So you don't only have to register for one. If you're qualified to do a certain type of business, then you choose that commodity. In doing so, what'll happen is you'll then get emails for the commodity. When that commodity comes out, you'll receive an email from an automatic email saying that we're looking for a vendor to apply for that commodity. And let's say they're looking for tires. Let's say you can supply tires to the county. You would then apply, making sure that you have all the proper documents that you need within the bid portal. Let me also give you my phone number while I'm here. The Office of Purchasing's phone number is 973-621-5100. We also have, you can ask questions on our purchasing portal, which we check every day for questions, comments, or help that you may need. So all of these things come into play and they all mesh together. That being so, let me repeat, you see it up in front of you, but the Essex County Purchasing Procurement Portal is very, very important to know what's going on. And we try to do, we can advertise anytime, but we try to be consistent. And every Tuesday, there is an ad in the paper on the commodity that we're looking for. This happened in the last few weeks. We have gone out for insurance. We've gone out for buildings. We are now looking for medical supplies. So you can look through all of these commodities. You'll see in the purchasing portal that's up here right now on the website, you'll see on 11/10/20, there's 6 opportunities. On the 4th, there was 1 opportunity. And back on the 27th, there were 11 opportunities. And this coming week, when we go out, I believe there's 4 or 5 additional opportunities coming out. So each week, you can either go to the portal or go to the newspaper, which is the Star, or legal advertisement, which is the Star Ledger every Tuesday. As we go on, the importance of having the documents, and I know Sam will go through all of these documents, but you need these certifications. And it's very, very important that you have them at this particular time. A combination of things will happen. We're always available to help you out. At times when you're new in it, come in. We'll be glad to sit down, make an appointment. People are afraid to ask a question. No question is foolish. We would like you to come in, participate. If you need anything, we're here to help. We have an open door policy. The only thing we'd like to do with this pandemic right now is to make an appointment. If you can do that, we would appreciate it. As Sam talks about this, I'll try to jump in if there's any questions or comments that you would need. But like I said, we want additional participation, and the more people that we have participating, the better price we get on a commodity. So it's the lowest responsible bidder. And that's something that's important. Just because you win a bid, you must be responsible to give us that service that you want to provide to us. And that's critical. I don't have anything right now. I'm going to turn it over to Sam O'Paraki, and I'll jump in at various times.
Well, thank you, Mr. Coltree. That was a wonderful overview on the Office of Purchasing and the things that we need to do in order to become a vendor. At this time, I want to move to Mr. O'Paraki because he has a wonderful presentation to really give us the ins and outs on the things that we must do as a small business to get plugged in to doing business with the county. Mr. O'Paraki?
Mr. O'Paraki, before you start, I just want to say something to Mr. Coltree. You know, one of the things that he said is really important, you know, to have certain certifications, but if you're not sure about what to do and what you need, come in, make an appointment. There are people here willing to help you. Remember that. There are people who are willing to help you, so you don't have to know everything. I just needed to interject that. Mr. O'Paraki, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Lionel, if you wouldn't mind, please put up our presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am very, very happy to have the opportunity to talk to you about what our office does, and also for you guys taking the time to be with us for this workshop. I think it is very important now in this environment as a business owner to have every information that you can that would assist you in keeping and furtherance of your business. So thank you very much. I want to thank Vice President, Vice President for the freeholders, Mr. Richardson, and also freeholder Cooper. I think they've done a wonderful job of trying to put this together. We attempted this last time, but unfortunately, we had some technical issues that was an impediment. So, you know, it is really great that we're able to engage with you regarding what our office does. Again, my name is Samuel O'Paraki. I'm the Director of Small Business and Affirmative Action in the County of Essex. Let me start with our mission statement. Our mission for this office is to position small, women-owned, veterans-owned, and minority business enterprise to compete successfully for contracts. The reason that is important is for many years, there's been a disparity between minority, women-owned, and veteran-owned businesses in terms of the ability to be able to obtain contracts. This office was created basically to be able to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to compete for these contracts in a fair and open manner. Thanks to our county exec who recognized that this is an important office and it's important for everyone to have the same opportunities, this office was born. Next slide, please. So what do we mean by equal opportunity and fair play? One is encourage the development of strategic partnership with private sector so that, you know, when you come to our offices, some of the assistance that we provide does not just relegate itself to being able to apply within the county, but you also have the latitude to apply with, you know, private entities that we are partnered with. Reach out to individual groups and organizations in order to expand our network. Part of the importance of that is, you know, we cannot do this alone. We have other partnerships not only to leverage their services, but also to take advantage to of some of the things that they provide, whether it's finances, whether it's um, just giving advice, whether it's being able to sit with you and work with you through how to establish a business or how to be able to file your taxes, financial issue, all of that. So we have numerous partnerships, not only within the county, but within the state, with statewide um, organizations, mainly the EDA and SBA, who are responsible for most of the small businesses in the state of New Jersey. Offer technical assistance to business owners to get necessary certification, financing, and bonding. It is also very important, you heard Mr. Coutry talk about some of the qualifications that you need. So I'm going to explain some of the programs and the reason why you need those documentations, as I go along. We have a program called Set Aside, which I will explain later. And we also have a program called being able to, obtain some of this, information. How do we do that? First, you have to have your vendor registration. Second, you have to be registered as an MBA, which is Minority Business. I forget the acronym now. You have VOB, which is Veteran Business. You have WBE, which is Women Business Enterprise. So these are our three main concentrations in terms of small business. To be able to acquire those registrations and certifications within the state of New Jersey, you have to be a registered business. You have to prove that you're a minority, you're a woman, or you're a veteran. How do you do that? When you work with our office, we take you through the process, inch by inch to make sure that you have all the documentation that you need to apply. The registration fee is $100. We also reimburse that money to you guys when you do get your certification. So how do you start with Essex County? Now, as Mr. Coutry said, it is very, very important to register your business with our purchasing department. Reason being, you're able to receive information directly, the advertisement every Tuesday that the purchasing does. And as long as you're in that database, you get the information directly. It is also vitally important that you register with our office. Why do you want to do that? Because there are times when there's certain information or certain things that gets advertised or purchasing needs that we can do as a set aside. Once we have you on our database, we can send you that information directly. There are also things that come from the state. Again, since the virus, there's been a lot of things that have been going on, a lot of information saturation. So we want to make sure, and we've tried to make sure that we send all of that information in real time and then live as quickly as we can. One of the ways to do that is either call our office at 973-621-2011, or you can reach us at our website at ecsmallbiz.org. That's ECSMALLBIZ.org. Every information that we get from all of our partners, whether it's the state, whether it's the programs, we advertise it on our website. It is very important that, again, you register with our office. We kind of call it personalized service. We will reach out to you if there's anything that you need. You can call us directly. There's certain things that, because of the law, that purchasing cannot provide you while an RFP is out. But those are things that we're not restricted by. we can provide you counseling and assistance as much as you need. Now, business certification, again, like Mr. Cocher says, in New Jersey and in every other state, you need a business registration certification. That allows every state, government, or municipality or county to ensure that you're valid and registered business in the county of Essex and the state of New Jersey. Next slide, please. So for those of you who already have a business, you already know what this is. This is what your business registration certificate looks like. Again, this is one of those things when, if you have any issues with applying for it, all you have to do is make an appointment with our office. We'll help you complete the application and point you in the right direction. Next slide. So active vendors and the benefits that active vendors get. If you're an active vendor with us, you have the opportunity to receive, again, RFPs, bids, and specific products, like I said, that comes up. We want to make sure that you get information as soon as you get it, as soon as we get it, and as soon as we can send that to you guys, so you're aware of what opportunities there are out there, both from Essex County, from the state, from our other partners, and from private entities. So that is the importance of that. Next slide, please. So we come to the set-aside program. Part of our biggest program really is this set-aside. In 2016, the freeholders, came up, with this law regarding set-aside, because again, these are opportunities that is basically given to minority, small, veteran businesses so that they're able to compete within their own cohort. So the set-aside program was established with the goal of awarding a percentage of a full contract dollars to women-owned, veteran-owned, and minority and small businesses. So the way it works is very simply this. When an opportunity arises, the purchasing department will let us know that these are some things that they have that they want to advertise. We'll look at it and we'll determine if we have people within our small business database to be able to fulfill the bids that the purchasing folks are looking for. So when we look at that, we have to have at least 3 businesses that are competing for that contract. So you are not, you're not competing against the entire universe of businesses, but just qualified minority, veteran, and women vendors within, within those parameters. So you have equal opportunities. The best qualified business owner, whether you're a minority, whether you're a woman, whether you are a veteran, is the one that gets picked. So the competition is shrunk, as instead of the entire universe, you have only people that have the same business designation like you are. Again, your minority business, your women business, and your veteran business.
Sam, can I say something regarding that? And it's
Please.
critical that you are registered with the state, because when you are applying for the bid, for the set-aside bid, I look at documents that say you need to be certified by a governmental agency that you are a minority or a small business. And you need to put that certification in the process that you're submitting. So that is a critical point. And Sam's office does a fantastic job getting people registered with the state and getting your certification. Because when we go out and we shrink that opportunity to make sure that a small business, minority-owned business is going to get the award, you need to be certified. Otherwise, I have to reject you, and that's not what we're trying to do. That's why it's critical that you get certified by the state and make sure you submit that certification when you're bidding on a set-aside program.
So gentlemen, 1 second. Let me jump in and interject to make sure I got you. So the business needs to be registered. They need to apply for that affirmative action women business veteran certification that you talked about. That costs $100.
Correct.
It costs $100, but you get reimbursed through our offices.
All right. So they need to apply for that certification first. And then as they're responding to the bids that you have advertised, they need to submit that certification as a part of their packet.
Correct. Now, one of the things is you don't only have to be certified by the state. It's any governmental agency. It could be the state of New York. It could be Port Authority. It could be any certified
New Jersey
governmental
Transit
agency.
also.
Okay. So you're saying as long as they're certified by any other governmental agency as a women, minority, or veteran-owned business, they submit that documentation as part of their bid package, and then you get to kind of like call those people out and set them aside to evaluate their response to what you've advertised.
They're the only ones who can apply. So what happens is if we're going out for a tire bid on the set-aside, you must be a certified minority women-owned business by an agency, and you're the only ones who can apply for it.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's not enough for you to be minority. You have to be certified as a minority.
That's what distinguishes you. Yes.
Exactly. I've walked vendors who want to do business with the county to Sam's office, and very professional, have taken care of them, helped them out, helped these smaller contractors out tremendously. So the opportunities are here. Please get involved. People are willing to help you. Thank you.
Next slide, please. Joint venture. Joint venture, again, is the second biggest program that we have. Again, it's an ordinance that was approved by the Board of Chosen Freeholders. It simply means that it's an arrangement between two or more enterprises to work together for a particular purpose or a particular project. So, for example, there's some businesses that contracts that or bids that come out where an individual cannot do the business by themselves because, again, the amount is too big, they can't afford it or whatever. So you can form a joint venture where 2 or 3 businesses can join together to be able to provide responses to that particular project. Now, understand something. If you are a minority business and you are going to have partnership with any other business that's not minority or whatever, you have to make sure that the leading candidate for that business to provide joint venture or to apply for this has to have 51% or more of the business venture. Let me repeat that. To be able to be a joint venture, again, if you're all minority, that's fine. If you bring in a partnership that is not a minority, you have to work something out where, as a minority business, a woman or veteran, that you have 51% of that joint venture for you to be able to qualify for this program. Next slide. So basically, generally that's what our office does. But because of the pandemic and because of what Corona has done to our local businesses, our offices will definitely have expanded our reach and some of the things that we do. We have partnerships with community banks that will help you. You know, if you need assistance, whether it's loan, whether it is some kind of grant that comes up that you can apply for. We have other organizations that provide those services. So we are expanding our reach, our services, to make sure that we go not just catering to helping you get your certification and things like that. We want to give you the entire universe of how to really improve your business, maintain your business, whether you have tax issues that you need assistance with, whether you have problems with locating resources for your business. All of those things are things that if we don't do independently in-house, we have other partners that can do. I want to bring your attention to a very
Sam,
yes, sir.
so before you go into this next segment, I just want to go back to something that you briefly mentioned early on in your presentation when you talked about the disparity with minority and small and women and veteran-owned businesses. So through the administration and the Freeholder Board, there was a disparity study done several years ago, and we have gone out to do another one. So because of the disparity, when that study comes back, we do believe that there are going to be even greater opportunities for women, minority, and veteran-owned businesses in terms of set-asides and opportunities for to get more contracts with the county. So we are really, really excited about that. We're looking forward to it because it's about economic inclusion. We need to include those folks who generally don't get an opportunity. And the other thing that Sam talked about is the previous slide where he talked about joint ventures. There are opportunities for 1, 2, 3, or more smaller businesses to come together and get some of these contracts. And the minority partner, as Sam referenced, has to own 51% of the venture, right?
Right.
And that's
Yes.
important. So it could be you're partnering because one of you going for the contract don't have enough in bonding. You don't have the bonding capacity. So you partner with others so that you can have that bonding capacity. So there are things that may keep you from being, getting the contract on your own. Don't be afraid to partner with others so that you can get these contracts. I don't know what the contract amount is, roundabout figure, Jay, that businesses that goes through the county each year. Is there around a ballpark figure?
I missed the question.
So is there a ballpark figure in terms of the amount, the dollar amount of contracts that are that go out for bid or proposals in a year? 100 million, 200 million?
I would think it would probably exceed that.
Yes.
We do approximately about 250, and I'm going to clarify some statements here. We do about 250 combination of these. We do bids, RFPs, RFQs that go out. An example is a bid. It's the lowest responsible bidder who could provide a service. An RFQ, we just went out for an RFQ, request for qualifications. And one of those are usually, we went out for a request for qualifications for attorneys. And basically in the state of New Jersey, you have to be licensed as an attorney, have all the documents that you're needed to be an attorney, and you're then submitted. Now we probably had 25, 30 various attorneys apply. Now, it then goes up to our county council, and when they need that subject matter expert, whether it's litigation, whether it's for closing a building, they would then choose that particular attorneys group or individual attorney and then say, we would like to have a contract with you. But they're qualified already. The only thing they need to do then was present that contract for award to the freeholder board, or now in the future will be the commissioners. So everybody gets qualified as long as you're certified as an attorney in the state of New Jersey and get that. We also went out for appraisers. So there may be another area. Now, we usually go out every November for appraisers, attorneys, and surveyors, I believe. So those are areas that we look for RFQs, requests for qualification. So if you're certified in that particular business, you just automatically get approved. The next one is RFP. Sam mentioned that. What is an RFP? Request for proposal. So we're looking for an example, a proposal to design a building. Well, what happens is all those proposals come in maybe from 15, 20 different architects or engineers. And what happens is they then go and get scored by a panel of a minimum of 3 of the professionals within that department. And they get scored on technical, managerial. Price is usually the least amount weighted in that proposal, because we want to know, did you ever do this before? You give us the lowest price, but you built one building, or you never designed anything before. So that's where the weighting comes in. So usually, not usually, 99.9% of the time, the department is reviewing that either with engineering or in the hospital center. Can you perform that function? Can you design that particular thing? So those are the 3 predominantly things, and bids go out. And you have to be able to perform. You have to have the certification that you can do it. I'll give you an example of something that was a little bit, we went out for exterminating. A minority won the bid, and the guy had an old broken down car, really couldn't get to, we have at least 20 buildings, and hey, that person could not perform the job. And that's what you have to be responsible and responsive. Responsible, you have to come out and make sure you're doing what we look for, and be able to handle the job that we are awarding you. So we also would like residents of the county to participate, having people who live in the county, work in the county, spend money in the county. We would like to have people who, and companies who are here based in Essex County. That's an important factor. We cannot mandate it, but we encourage it to make sure that they come about.
For sure. And just to chime in a little bit more, going a little bit more. So understand, people sell trash bags to the county, right? There are garbage bags that are purchased, right? So there are paper towels. Somebody sells toilet paper to the county. So there are a lot of different opportunities to do business. You just got to know where to look, and don't be afraid to ask and come in and talk to Jay, talk to Sam. There are a lot of opportunities that are hidden. You just don't know. But we're here to let you know that you can do business just like anyone else. I remember maybe a year or so ago, we went out for some trash bags, and we ended up with a company from California, if I'm not mistaken. You may remember that, Jay.
Correct.
Right. So, why can't someone here, bid for that? You can. You just have to get involved. You just have to know what's going on. Stay connected. Come in, ask questions. That's what's important here.
Recently, this past meeting, we had 3 vendors who give us um, not janitorial. They supply soap and various things like that, beauty supplies. And in the respect, you don't have to. We have 3 different vendors in this particular case. Maybe one was the lowest on soap, another one was the lowest on toilet paper.
The award, got the bid, won the bid. I said, my God, I can't walk down Broad and Market without bumping into a beauty supply store. Why are we not having more local businesses from Newark, East Orange, and Orange? Why are they not bidding for these things that I know that they can provide? So it was like probably about 3 pages of different items that you all were looking for in that bid spec. So are you saying, let's say if it was 50 items, if a person respond to that, they don't have to respond to every single item. They can respond to just a handful of the items?
What happens is, and we had, I think, 3 or 4 vendors who won the award. And you may apply for them all, but not get them all. You may be the lowest for, like I said, soap. So Q-tips for your ears. Everybody has all these, I can't think of the word right now, beauty supplies and cosmetic things that you need. Now, you may be the cheapest person who supplies the Q-tips. You may be the cheapest person who supplies the toilet tissue. So you don't have to win the entire bid when we go out. Now, we go out also for medical things and things like that. So if you're a provider, and one of the providers is a place in Nutley, and they supply a lot of the hand soaps and other little cosmetic things that they need at the jail. So you have to be able, like the freeholders vice president said, you got to look into it. It's not something we just put it out there. We're looking for beauty supplies, whatever it may be. You got to do that little extra, look at the bid, see, download the bid, ask questions. No one's going to really say, here it is, you can have it. You got to do your due diligence. And that basically always goes back to you, the vendor who wants to be energetic, who's hungry.
All right.
I just wanted to add this so everyone understands. Again, that is why it's important to register also with our office. I have a person that is dedicated to marketing. When you have purchasing, when they advertise this stuff, we make sure we send it to every single person in our database. We follow that up with emails, phone calls. We basically saturate everyone with the information. So the information is out there. If there's any question, again, that's why I keep emphasizing it's very important that we know that you're registered with us, so we know your contact. We can contact you with some of these things. So if you have any questions, we can answer them for you. So there's information out there. Check your email, check your your Twitters and Facebooks and all that stuff. We reach out to folks every single time Jay's office sends something out.
All right.
Vice President Richardson, I mean, we just awarded a moving contract to one of our local vendors. That person was $10 cheaper per unit than the second bidder, and there were only 2 bidders. So in Essex County, how many movers are there? There has to be at least 50 to 100. So, but we only got 2 bids on that particular bid. And luckily, a local guy, a North guy, was $10 cheaper than someone else.
Mm.
So it's important to get the word out, to make sure that they want to interact, to ask questions. We're here to help, but we can't take you by the hand sometimes and bring you to the table and say you have to eat, the food.
No, you're exactly right. The opportunities are here. We have to look into them, those who are interested. And remember what Jay said, $250 million. That's $250 million worth of different contracts that go out of here every year. And that's probably the low end. So
Correct.
there are many, many opportunities. You just have to be vigilant and do your homework to find them. They are here. Please, please, I implore you, get involved, get some business with the county.
Freeholder, right now on my board, I have, and it's coming back on November 18th, we're looking for trophies, plaques, and various incinerators. So somebody who makes trophies, somebody who makes plaques, bid on it. Why not? I mean,
Right.
There has to be a few of those vendors within the county somewhere.
There are quite a few.
There are. Mr. Parakeet, do you have any more of your presentation that you want to go through? Because we have some questions that's come in from various constituents that I'd like to ask you guys.
I just want to touch on this. It'll take a minute to touch on these the emergency lease assistance program.
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay, so I'm really excited about this program. We have an emergency assistance lease program that is going to go live starting Monday. We sent out information regarding how to apply, how to register, and we also have a webinar tomorrow to really talk about, answer your questions and really educate you about being able to apply for this, because we have $9 million. We are going to be providing assistance up to $30,000. And also, as long as your business space does not exceed 7,500 square feet, you qualify. Again, on the information that we have present and information that you can find on our website, it has the qualification, it has the criteria, it has everything that you need to understand the program. If you have any questions, you can call our offices, you can ask us questions through our website, you can call the office directly, and we're ready to help you. I just want to emphasize that it is very important that you file your application as soon as possible. We're going live starting Monday, 9 a.m. So please, if you have any questions, you have tomorrow for the webinar, and also, during the application process or whatever, if you have any questions, please call the office.
Well, thank you, Mr. Parakeet. That is a wonderful, awesome program that's certainly needed in this climate. I would encourage you all to please tune in tomorrow. The website was just up a moment ago. I'm sure you can go find it on the county's website as well, so that you can tune in and apply for that up to $30,000 in a business grant to help towards your lease for your office or your storefront. As long as you're located in Essex County.
You don't have to be behind on your rent.
And you don't have to be behind on your rent. That's a wonderful plus, because the other money that was available, you had to be behind. So that's a great program. And did you say up to $9 million was available for this program total?
Yes, Freeholder, up to $9 million. So it's on the first come, first served basis. So I ask you and I implore you, please do the best you can to apply. And one thing that is very important, if you look at the requirements on the flyer, it does say you need your tax clearance. Please understand that your tax clearance is not going to prevent you from qualifying for this program. The reasons for that is we know that it takes a long time to be able to process that. And the New Jersey Department of Treasury is already behind. So what will take, as long as you have your current and business registration, You can provide the tax clearance later whenever you get it. So we want to collect your information, everything else that you have. Again, tax clearance will not prevent you from qualifying for this program.
Mr. Parakeet, you talked a lot about staying in touch with your office. How do folks get in touch with you? How do people sign up to receive the information that your office sends out? You talked about having a mailing list. How do they get that information?
Okay, at the beginning of this, I gave everyone an email address, which is ecsmallbiz.org. Our phone number is 973-621-2011. We also always send you see on our website where we send out information regarding workshops, regarding things that are going on right now, whether it is grants, whether it, everything regarding your business. So we get most of that from our Small Business Administration and the Economic Development Administration. That's SBA and EDA. Our website is updated at least 3 or 4 times a day, but our office is always there's always someone here to answer your questions and to assist you in any way that we can. So I ask you, please, like the Freeholder President says, keep in contact with us, call us. We're here for you. Our job is to help you to make sure that you're able basically to ride this wave of this unfortunate pandemic that we have. So please be in touch.
All right, at this point, we have opened up a phone line. So if you're watching and you're listening right now, and if you want to call in and ask a question live of Mr. Coltree, Mr. Parakeet, or Vice President Richardson or myself, the number that you can do that on is 855-756-7520, and your passcode is 6996. Again, I'm going to repeat that number, 855-756-7520, passcode 69966. So, Vice President Richardson, while we're waiting for calls, if we have any callers that want to come in, I have some questions that were emailed to me. Are there questions that you want to start with before I begin?
Go ahead, you got the floor.
So a couple of quick questions that I know that's real easy for either Jay or Mr. Parakeet to answer is, are there any fees involved? Do people have to pay a fee to get registered in the portal or to become registered in your office?
Absolutely not.
There's no fees to apply for a bid. There's no fees to register on the portal. It's all free.
All right, it's all free. It's all free. They just need an email address as well as their business registration information. The other question that's an easy one is, if I was disqualified or rejected, I applied for bids before, can I apply again? Am I hindered from doing so?
You are never hindered from applying for a bid. The only person or the only vendor that would be is someone who is disbarred from the state. So what happens is, if you came in and you forgot a document and we rejected because you didn't have all the documents, next time we hope that you come back and say, why, what happened? Why was I rejected? When we send a rejection letter, we send a document that you were deficient in, whether it's a stockholder, whether you forgot to fill out the BRC or whatever. We give you a copy of your mistake and explain to you what the law was, what you had to do to correct it. Now, the next time an opportunity comes, hopefully you made your corrections.
And once folks get that letter, can they call you and talk with you about what they did wrong to make sure they get it right the next time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If I might,
pardon?
One other thing that's very important, when you're submitting a bid and the bid is due at 3 p.m. on Thursday, 3:01 is too late.
Right.
May I make
It's over.
All
Yes.
of our bids are at 11 a.m. prevailing time. and they're in room 348. However, when it says room 335 and you are at our window at 11 a.m. at 330, room 335, as long as you're there, I will, one of my staff, because we had this happen. We open the bin in room 348. Someone comes to 335 and they're at the window at 10:59. I will accept that bid, but you must be here at prevailing time.
That's
Not-
good to know.
And not be in the parking lot, not be at the front door, but be at my door, which is the purchasing office.
And another thing I wanted to add, because the purchasing department cannot do this, but if you have the latitude 24, 48, 30, hours before you submit your bid, you can come to my office. We'll review every single paperwork with you to make sure that you have everything that you need. Because there have been folks that have been, because a lot of this stuff, it's not that they don't understand it. It could get very, get very confusing. We will go through it with you page by page by page to ensure that everything that purchaser need that you have, and that we verify every single one of those documents. So when you put in your information, you are providing 100% information that is needed for your bid to get looked at.
The other thing is, don't rely on the mail. Don't rely on FedEx. FedEx and UPS walk around the building all the time. It states in our documents, we are not responsible for it, because some FedEx guy or the local mail can just bring it to the first floor and it doesn't get to us. It has to be in our office, prevailing time, and be part of the bid opening.
So a word to the wise, bring it yourself, bring it personally, and bring it early.
Right. Thank you, Vice President Richardson. That is an excellent point that you raised, that if the bid says 11 o'clock, not 11:01, not 11:10, and you can't blame it on FedEx, and you can't be on the wrong floor. You got to be there if you want to be considered.
Is this, when we make the announcement, it's now 11 o'clock prevailing time. I had, in a very big bid, guy came in, it was 11:30. Once we make the announcement, the gate's shut.
Gotcha. So you got to be in it to win it if you want to be considered. Mr. Oparaki, I think that is an awesome comment that you made, that people should take you up on that offer. They prepare their bids, they pull it together. Your office is willing to sit with them and go through them to make sure that they've gotten everything in page by page. Now that's technical assistance, people. Vice President Richardson, you know, and I know that people often always ask us, how can we do business with the county? And this information that you guys provided today has completely removed any barriers or misunderstanding for how you become a vendor here. Let me repeat that phone number back again in case anybody wants to call in. That number again is 855-756-7520 with a passcode of 69966. Mr. Coultry, another question that was asked was, what was the difference between a bid and an RFP? What's the difference?
The difference is this. A bid, we are looking for the lowest responsible bidder. So if we are going out to bid for tires, we are looking, and we have, let's say, 50 different makes of tires or sizes. We are looking for a vendor who is the lowest in price and is responsible. That is a bid. A request for proposal is that you are making a proposal for something, whether we're building architects, whether we have some information at a hospital that they need a proposal. You want to make a proposal for a security service. So when you do that, you have to have how many years of experience. You have to look through the documentation in there. As we get 4 or 5, maybe 10, sometimes 20 different people, they are graded on professional, managerial. Price is not the key factor. It is technical. You're going out proposal for security, but you don't have walkie-talkies. Well, that's part of the technical that you don't have, or you don't have vehicles to do outside security. So these are all rated. And at the end, the rating sheets have to come back. They have to show us. And when you receive the decision memorandums, you'll see the ranking. So it is not about price. And I know Freeholder Richardson at times says, well, this person was lower. Yes, that person was lower in the price, but could not perform the other functions that they were ranking on.
What does you keep saying lowest responsible? What does the lowest responsible? I get the price part, but what's the responsible part?
Can you have to be able to deliver on what they're asking? So it usually says responsive and responsible. So you have to respond. Your response has to be correct, and you have to be responsible, able to deliver on what it is that the bid is asking.
And the example would be this. Every week, we want you to deliver 500 rolls of paper towels. Well, you don't have a truck to do that. And some weeks you can do it, and other weeks you're not. Then you are not responsible. Because, and we'll say the hospital center needs paper towels every week, and they need those 500 rolls. Now, you were capable of, your response was good because you met all the documentation, but you're not responsible to perform the function.
Gotcha. Let's see. I'm reading down my list of other questions that I have here. Are vendors required to hire Essex County residents if they're selected? Okay.
You are not allowed to, I'll call pigeonhole you. It's open public bidding. Anyone in the world can bid on a project.
So while that's 100% accurate, we do encourage and we do ask, and I'll ask, where's your business located is one of the questions that I ask. And do you employ Essex County residents is another question that I ask, among others. So those questions do get asked. We encourage vendors who do business with the county, to at least, if they're outside of the county, business located outside of the county, to at least employ some Essex County residents where and whenever possible.
Thank you, Freeholder Richardson. I absolutely agree with you with regard to hiring county residents. Other questions include, are there any bonds required with any bids that you may advertise? Am I required to put up a bond?
Yes, predominantly construction, but if there's certain things dependent on the threshold, then it's required. Because, and like I said, it's most of the time a performance bond that you are going to perform the duties that building a building. We want you to perform the function. We also, there's a maintenance a bond that you have to require. It's predominantly, I would say 99% construction.
And that is where we go back to the joint venture. You might not be able, maybe you don't have the bonding, you have the means, and then somebody else has the bonding or whatever. I mean, that gives you an opportunity to form an entity to apply for that particular bid and be competitive.
Another question that I have here is, I'm a sole proprietor and I work out of my house. Can I respond to bids that you advertise for?
Why not?
But what if the person doesn't have a BRC?
Then you can't apply. Then you get rejected.
So the key here is you have to be
Let me go back to the state of New Jersey. It's an easy process. You can do it online. And I'm going to mention that website again. It's state.nj/revenue/BUSREG.SHTML. It's not difficult. You actually could probably do it in 10 minutes online. And
Yes.
you must have and the reason is that the state wants to know who's playing in the game. And there are many businesses that want to participate that I cannot allow them to participate because they do not have a business registration certificate.
Folks, let me repeat this again. The silver lining is all you have to do is make an appointment, come to our office. We'll take you through the entire process from A to Z. If you have any hesitation, please come in. We'll help you, whether it's your business registration, whether it's your MBE, WBE, and BOB certifications. Any of those things that you have difficulty with, our staff will assist you from A to Z.
Thank you, Mr. Oparaki. I have one final question. Vendors often feel that politics are involved in decision making. How can we assure folks that this is a fair and open process, Mr. Coltree?
I never have never have a horse in the race. My reputation is be fair to everyone. I never have a horse. I really don't care who gets the bid, whether it's A, B, C, D, or the entire alphabet. As long as you're the lowest responsible and you can do the job, that's all I care about.
And again, let me remind all of our folks, I will fight for every single one of you. That's my job here. I will do everything in my power that is legally possible to give you the best opportunity to compete for these contracts. We work very well with purchasing office. I ask questions when I first got here, when, I was struggling with the knowledge of all this stuff. Jay sat me down and really helped me out. He still does. So I will always support folks that we're responsible for, to give them every single assistance that they need to be able to be successful.
Phil, let me make a comment in the respect. This is open public bidding. Anyone who would like to come and observe an opening of a bid, they're more than welcome to come. We have, one of the things I've instituted here is we have a sign-in sheet. And the sign-in sheet is to make sure everybody's on the same level playing field. That if there's someone who said, well, that wasn't right, well, we have a list of people who was in the room at that particular time. And hopefully, we can get them and bring them to say, here, this was done properly or not properly. I mean, since I've been here in the last 5 years, we are on the up and up on a daily basis. We encourage people to come and visit. Come and look at an opening of a bid. Why not?
It's certainly a wonderful educational process for people to become more familiar with the process and how it works. Well, Mr. Coltree, I want to thank you and Mr. Oparaki for your assistance this evening. Hopefully we provided people with some information that they will use so that they can learn how to become a vendor with the county. Freeholder Vice President Richardson, I want to kick it to you because that's all the questions that I have that was emailed to me.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you, Freeholder Cooper, for all that you've done, helping put this together. Mr. Coltree, I want to thank you. And Mr. Oparaki, I want to thank you as well. I think this is very enlightening, something that's very necessary. And, I'd like to see this done at least once every quarter. to come back together so that we can continue to give this information, do some more advertising so we can really get the lines loaded up and get some live questions going forward. But I look forward to doing this more often. This information is critical to get out so folks can know how to participate, know how to become a vendor, understand what it takes, what the rules are, the certifications that are necessary, and who they have to be certified by, the state entity, DOT, such as Port Authority and others, so they can have the best opportunity to be successful, to get included economically. $250 million, people, yearly, $250 million plus dollars. Go out of here.
Yes.
Get involved, get some of that money. It's here, but you have to qualify. Nobody's just going to give it to you because you asked for it. There are some things that you have to do, and there are some things that you have to have in place. You have to qualify. You have to be able to deliver on whatever bid that you happen to win. You have to be able to deliver the product. So let's get it together. Let's get involved. Let's move forward and get some of these contracts. They're here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for inviting us.
May I say one thing?
Sure, Mr. Coulter, yes.
There's 22 towns, approximately probably 22 Board of Educations. They all go out to bid. It's not only Essex County government. There's every town has to go out. Local public contract law says you have to go out to bid. We have a vocational school. They go out to bid. So there are millions of opportunities out there, not only with the county, and you can learn. If you make mistakes here, you make mistakes at another, everything is a learning process. So look in the newspapers, go on all the Board of Education websites, look for opportunities. We're not the only game in town.
Mr. Parakeet, any parting words?
I'm just saying, I really appreciate your invite, and I agree with the Vice President that we can do this quarterly. I just want people to take advantage of these opportunities. There is no wrong question. Ask questions, be in communication, understand the process. That is the main thing. When you understand the process, it's a lot easier for you to navigate everything that you need to. I mean, the help is here. So there's no excuse about, well, I don't know this, that, or the other. All you have to do is pick up the phone and let us know how we can help you. And I really, really do appreciate the opportunity that you've given us to talk about these programs. So thank you very much.
So thank you. I want to thank you both again for joining us this evening. I want to stress Freeholder Vice President Richardson's point. $250 million in contracts is a lot of money, and you got to be in it to win it. So I want to encourage you to visit the County of Essex website, click on the Department of Purchasing's tab so that you can learn more about how to sign up for that email portal that Mr. Coulter was talking about. Click around on that website and also look up the Small Business Administration Department with Mr. Parakeet so that you can get plugged in and get signed up for that information that he equally is talking about. Don't be afraid to call them. Sign up for that technical assistance so that you can start to get involved and really start to figure out how to become a vendor with the County of Essex. Thank you all so much. Stay safe and be blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.